Right now you have skills that people are actively paying for online. Not skills you need to go back to school for. Not skills you need years to develop. Skills you already use, at work, at home, in your daily life, that someone on the other side of the internet needs and will pay good money for. The problem isn't that you don't have a side hustle. The problem is you don't recognize the one you're already sitting on. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify your most valuable existing skills, which ones have the highest earning potential in 2026, and the specific platforms where people are already paying for them right now. Part 1. The honest state of side hustles in 2026. Before we get into skills, let's be completely honest about what side hustles actually look like in 2026. Because most channels in this space will show you the highlight reel, we're going to show you the full picture. According to a 2026 survey of over 1,000 active side hustlers by the Penny Hoarder, the average side hustle brings in $1,275 per month. The median, however, meaning what most people actually earn, is significantly lower at around $200 per month. That wide gap exists because a small number of highly skilled freelancers pull the average up significantly. Here's what that means practically. If you start a side hustle tomorrow doing casual gig work, delivery, basic tasks, simple admin, you're likely looking at that lower end. But if you leverage a specific skill, something you're genuinely good at, the ceiling rises dramatically. According to Upwork's 2025-2026 data, skilled freelancers in areas like tech, creative work, and consulting consistently earn $50 or more per hour. Some significantly more. The global side hustle market is now worth over $674 billion in 2026 and is projected to reach $2 trillion by 2035. This is not a trend. This is a structural shift in how people earn money. And the people winning in this space are not the ones doing everything. They're the ones who picked one skill, went deep, and built a reputation around it. One more stat worth sitting with. According to Side Hustle Nation's survey of over 5,500 people, only 20% of side hustlers are trying to quit their jobs. 80% simply want extra money. That's probably you. And extra money from a skill you already have is the most realistic, lowest risk place to start. Part 2. How to identify your most valuable skill. Most people underestimate their own skills. They think, everyone can do what I do, which is almost never true. What feels ordinary to you is valuable to someone who can't do it at all. Here's a simple framework for identifying your most monetizable skill. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Question 1. What do people ask you for help with? Not professionally, in real life. Do friends ask you to proofread their writing? Fix their computer? Edit their photos? Help them organize something? The things people naturally come to you for are signals of genuine skill. Question 2. What have you been paid to do before? Any job, any role, any task. The skills behind that work are transferable to freelance or side income. A teacher has tutoring skills. An accountant has bookkeeping skills. A marketing employee has content and copywriting skills. A photographer has editing and visual storytelling skills. Question 3. What can you do in 2 hours that would take someone else 2 days? Speed and competence gap is where real value lies. If you can build a spreadsheet in an hour that takes a non-technical person a full day, that's a marketable skill. Write down your answers. What comes up across all 3 questions? That is your starting point. Part 3. The highest earning skills in 2026, ranked realistically. Now let's talk specifics. Based on verified 2026 data from Upwork, Bureau of Labor Statistics, and real freelancer earnings. Here are the skill categories with the strongest income potential for beginners who already have some foundation in them. Video editing and content production. Realistic starting rate, $25 to $75 per hour. Advanced, $100 plus per hour. The demand for video content has never been higher. YouTube channels, businesses, social media managers, real estate agents, coaches, all need edited video and most have no idea how to do it themselves. If you can edit video to a professional standard, you have one of the most in-demand skills of 2026. Platforms, Fiverr, Upwork, direct outreach to YouTube creators. Copywriting and content writing. Realistic starting rate, $20 to $50 per hour. Advanced, $100 plus per hour. The global content marketing industry is worth over $600 billion in 2026. Businesses need blog posts, website copy, email sequences, product descriptions, social media captions, constantly. If you can write clearly and persuasively, you have a monetizable skill. No journalism degree required. Platforms, Fiverr, Upwork, Pro Blogger, direct outreach. Graphic design. Realistic starting rate, $20 to $60 per hour. Advanced, $80 to $150 per hour. Logos, social media graphics, pitch decks, thumbnails, brand kits. Every business needs visual assets and most founders cannot design. Tools like Canva have lowered the barrier significantly, meaning you don't need to be a Photoshop expert to offer professional-looking design work. Platforms, Fiverr, 99 Designs, Upwork, direct outreach. Bookkeeping and financial admin. Realistic starting rate, $30 to $60 per hour. Small businesses and freelancers consistently struggle with keeping their finances organized. If you have any accounting, spreadsheet or financial background, this is one of the highest hourly rates available for a service-based side hustle with relatively low competition at the entry level. Platforms, Upwork, Fiverr, local business outreach. Online tutoring and teaching. Realistic starting rate, $20 to $80 per hour depending on subject. If you have expertise in any academic subject, language, professional skill or creative area, people will pay to learn from you. The online education market continues to grow rapidly. Platforms, Preply, Tutor.com, Superpriv, direct. Virtual assistants and project management. Realistic starting rate, $15 to $40 per hour. Organizing schedules, managing inboxes, coordinating projects, handling admin. Businesses and entrepreneurs pay consistently for reliable virtual assistants. One of the lowest barrier to entry side hustles if you are organized, communicative and reliable. Platforms, Fiverr, Upwork, Belay, Time, etc. Photography and visual content. Realistic starting rate, $50 to $200 per session or $25 to $75 per hour editing. Product photography, real estate photography, headshots, event photography, stock photo licensing, all generating consistent demand. The editing and post-processing side can also be offered separately as a service. Part 4. Honest expectations. What your first 90 days actually look like. Here's the part most channels skip because it's not exciting. But it's the most important thing I can tell you. Your first 90 days will be slow. That is normal. That is not failure. According to EarnerFeeHub's 2026 guide based on 500 verified side hustlers, a realistic 90-day roadmap from zero looks like this. Days 1 to 30, setup and first client. Create your profile on one platform. Do your first job at a reduced rate to build your first review. Focus entirely on one skill, one platform. Not 2, not 3. 1. Days 31 to 60. Build consistency. Deliver excellent work. Request reviews after every completed job. Raise your rate slightly after your first 3 positive reviews. Begin reaching out directly to potential clients rather than only waiting for inbound work. Days 61 to 90. Scale and systemize. By this point, most focused side hustlers have reached their first $500 to $1,000 month. Not $10,000. Not $5,000. $500 to $1,000. That is the honest, realistic, achievable target for a skilled beginner in 90 days of consistent effort. The side hustlers who fail are almost always the ones who expected $5,000 in month 1, didn't get it, and quit. The ones who succeed treated the first 90 days as a learning phase, building skills, reviews and systems, before expecting significant income. Fewer hustles. Deeper focus. One well-chosen skill pursued consistently will beat 3 half-started ideas every single time. Part 5. Where to start this week. Your action plan. Here is exactly what to do in the next 7 days. No overwhelm. One step at a time. Day 1. Complete the 3 questions from Part 2. Write your answers down. Identify your one starting skill. Day 2. Research that skill on Fiverr and Upwork. Look at what other freelancers in that category are offering. Note their rates, their packages, their descriptions. You are not copying them. You are understanding the market. Day 3. Create your profile on one platform only. Fiverr for beginners is generally easier to get started on because clients come to you. Upwork requires more active pitching but can yield higher rates faster. Day 4. Set your starting rate at the lower end of the realistic range for your skill. This is not permanent. This is to get your first review. One review changes everything on these platforms. Day 5 to 7. Reach out. Tell 5 people in your network what you're now offering. Post once on LinkedIn or your personal social media. Your first client is almost always someone who already knows you or someone one connection away. That's it. 7 days. One skill. One platform. 5 outreach messages. You can be earning your first side income before the end of next week. So remember, side hustles are not about grinding 80 hours a week on top of everything else in your life. They're about identifying what you're already good at, and finding the people who will pay you for it. The skill is already there. The platforms are already there. The demand is already there. The only thing missing is your decision to start. Now, making money from your existing skills is one path. But what if you could use AI to create entirely new income streams, even in areas where you don't currently have deep expertise? In the next video in this series, I'm going to show you exactly how people are using AI tools in 2026 to build real online income, realistically, honestly, and without the hype. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And comment below, what skill do you have right now that you think could become a side hustle? Drop it in the comments. This is Funds and Future, the financial education you never got in school. See you in the next one.